Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here. Let's wake up the football gods. Wake up, guys. And how are you guys doing on this hump day? We are almost through as we sit 127 days, 4 hours, 50 minutes, and 45 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. And man, I got to tell you, I am as excited as can be. Now, a lot of people, and I'm going to go into this probably in another video, but a lot of people are going crazy because they think that we didn't do enough in the draft or we didn't get the right type of players and stuff. But I'm going through and I'm doing my research to kind of bring something back to you guys on that, to tell you that the Dallas Cowboys have a plan and they know what they're doing, and I'll prove it to you, but I got to finish doing the research on it. But today, not today, my friends, I'm not going to take this kind of crap, because today on Skip, they're discussing on whether or not the Dallas Cowboys are moving on from Zeke Elliott. Have you lost your damn mind? Let's be serious. I tell you what, we're going to go to a little bit of this clip here, and I want you to listen to this nonsense, and I'll tell you what it exactly means.
And Dallas number Pro Football Talk wrote yesterday that the Cowboys may be planning on life without the star running back. His rookie contract is up after the 2020 season, and for now, there haven't been any known talks of an extension. Zeke has led the league in rushing twice in his first 3 seasons, but adding another wrinkle to this story is the fact that the Cowboys took 2 running backs in the draft. So Shannon, can you see Dallas moving on from Zeke in the next couple of years?
I could, and it wasn't just 2 running backs, Skip. They took 6th and 7th round draft picks. That's one thing. They took a guy in the 4th round. And normally when you take a guy in the 4th round, you expect him to make the team. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the quarterback was drafted. What round was he drafted in, Skip?
Well, I'll say Tom Brady was in the 6th.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the quarterback of your team. Tom Brady's not the quarterback.
Hold on. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there because, okay, when the Cowboys took Dak Prescott in the 4th round, as this idiot up here says, do you believe that they were looking at him being the next quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys? That he was going to be starting that year for the Dallas Cowboys? No. Nobody thought that Dak Prescott was going to be anything other than me. And maybe Dak Prescott, so to speak. You were looking at a guy, because as they put it, Dak Prescott, this is the same thing they said about Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott might be a quality backup given time. He might even be a starter given time, sitting behind Tony Romo for several years. It wasn't like the Cowboys drafted and they said, this is the next quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, like they talk about with Haskins going to Washington. Okay? Just like they're talking about Daniel Jones, who? Being the successor to Eli Manning. Nobody was saying that Dak Prescott was going to be the successor of Tony Romo. So let's start there, because this idiot, and that's the perfect smile there for that idiot. Let's go on.
The league made a big mistake on him.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Skip, here's the thing. For the longest time, people have knocked Zeke because why? He couldn't catch the ball like a Todd Gurley, like a Le'Veon Bell or David Johnson. So what did Zeke say he worked on? Zeke says, I worked on my ability to catch the ball, and last year he showed. So now he possesses that. Now Zeke is a guy that can catch, 45, 50 balls in a season. So now we think of him as a great all-around back, not just a pure running back.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke ain't trying to share no workload, because guys that share workload don't get big paydays. Guys that take the workload, they get big paydays. And it seems with it, we haven't seen the running back, Skip, get that big second payday in a long time, because you see how it played out in Pittsburgh. Franchise, I hold out, I go get the money, but I don't get quite the money what I thought I was going to get. So I can see this happening, Skip, because the one thing we saw Todd Gurley get the money, but now it's being reported he has an arthritic knee. And it doesn't look, and now all of a sudden, see, for me, I don't know if you noticed this, Skip. My cell service, you know what I do, Skip? I buy like 1,500 minutes a month. See, I like to pay as I go, because I don't want one of these old big old plans, have 200,000 gigabytes, because I ain't going to use all that. So I'm going to pay as I go. So why would I go ahead and give Zeke another $50 million in guaranteed money and then have him, here he is 1 year into the deal, and he steps off a cliff? So, because you do know.
Okay, enough of that bull crap. Okay, here's the reality. Okay, because people are saying that, oh man, you got you got Tony Pollard and you got Mike Weber. Okay, the two of those guys combined are not Zeke Elliott. Let's make that clear, because here's the reality. There are very few running backs like Zeke Elliott. We're talking about a generational running back. And here's the thing. You know who we have for a backup? Don't say Rod Smith, because Rod Smith's a free agent. He was just in Cincinnati talking to them. We don't have a backup. And understand that anything can happen to anybody. The Raiders, their running back just tore his ACL and is lost for the season today. Cromwell, today, working out with the team. Remember a few years back, 2013? Sean Lee, first day of OTAs, tore up his knee and lost for the season. Understand that NFL football is a game of attrition. And the Cowboys, you could say, well, they drafted an offensive guard. Does that mean they're getting rid of Zach Martin or Connor Williams? No, they're covering the bases. They're making sure they have a backup plan. That's thing number one. Thing number two is when you bring up Todd Gurley and sharing that load, understand, you're right. Todd Gurley had an arthritic knee because he was constantly, every single play, playing over again. And when you start having 25 to 30 touches every game, you only have so many plays in your system. And what you want is, optimally, you want about 15 to 20 touches for Zeke Elliott, to keep him fresh, to keep him rolling, to keep him healthy into the playoffs. Second thing you want is, you want to be able to show as many different types of plays as you can. Make no mistake, Zeke Elliott was much better pass catching last year. He worked on that aspect of his game. And I'd like to see him catching the ball more in space, because when you're running between the tackles, there's a difference than catching the ball out in space. Because when you're running between the tackles, you've got 300 plus men that are falling on you. And if there's a good penetration and you're having to make a move and you're getting tackled in the backfield by 2 or 3 guys that weigh 300 pounds, your body can't take that the same as if you're outside getting hit by a linebacker or a cornerback, guys that are like 220, 240. But you want to prolong him, especially if you're going to give him a long-term deal. If you're going to run him the same way you've been running for his first 3 seasons between the tackles, you definitely don't want to give him a long-term contract, because he's not going to last. But what you want to do is you want to be able to make him a bigger threat, especially when it counts more, and that's the playoffs. You want him fresh. You want him healthy. And you also want to have a backup plan in case something happens. We know the NFL definitely is looking for anything on the Dallas Cowboys to suspend somebody. And we didn't have the backup plan for him when he was gone. And he's been healthy, which is great. But you never know when somebody can get nicked up. And so just like the Dallas Cowboys, who already had a lot of defensive linemen, picked up a Tristan Hill. So that way they got another backup. And in the same way, we ended up having Cam Fleming. We ended up having Salah Fallow. And we have Joe Looney. We went ahead and we ended up getting a Connor McGovern. So that way if somebody gets hurt, they are ready to roll. Make no mistake about it. Zeke's going to get a contract extension. But you got to look at the priorities, because you can say the same thing about Dak Prescott. Because, see, Dak's deal is up at the end of this season. The Cowboys have signed an extension, the 5th-year option for Zeke, which means they got this year and next year before they have to do a deal with him. So they're going to work on Dak and Amari. They'll get to Zeke, they'll get to Byron, and they'll take care of those. So don't believe the hype. Relax. and we'll be okay. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'm trying to keep it to you real. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Oh, and one other thing, too. Don't forget, I'm going to put the description in the link here I've got a second channel that we started that I'm trying to promote and get in there. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers so that way we can live stream mobily and stuff. But it's Joe Boo's Day Job. And I'll be doing some live streams and stuff. We'll be doing carpentry work and stuff on the job and things like that. And we'll have basically a backup channel to make sure if anything ever happens that we have someplace else to get you the news on the Dallas Cowboys. So be sure to check that out, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to start doing some stuff on there. And also, too, later today, we're probably going to be doing a video with West Coast. And we're going to be talking about what happened between the Titan, the Colts, and the Rams game. What happened to our defensive line and what the Cowboys plan to do about it. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you guys soon.